Let's talk a little bit about how your body maintains homeostasis. If you think about homeostasis being represented by a seesaw and that sometimes your body's conditions will shift one way or the other, your body needs a way to respond internally in a way that will help return your body to homeostasis. So there's a few different ways that your body can do that. One way is sometimes through positive feedback. This means that when a change occurs, the body responds by reinforcing and enhancing the change. And sometimes this is necessary to maintain homeostasis, like if you start bleeding. So if a blood vessel breaks, like in this diagram, you're going to need to patch the hole in the blood vessel in order to return your body to normal. So the first thing that happens is that the body releases special blood cells called platelets who will stick to wherever the blood vessel is broken, and this will plug up the hole and help the bleeding to stop. Platelets actually release chemicals that attract more platelets. And so when your body releases platelets, that triggers the release of more platelets, which triggers the release of more platelets. And so this cycle continues this is the idea of it reinforcing the change. This is called a positive feedback loop. And this loop is going to continue until the bleeding stops, until a plug is formed. And obviously that will help then return the body back to homeostasis. There are lots of times where positive feedback loops actually throw the body out of homeostasis. A good example would be during labor and childbirth. Childbirth is triggered by certain hormones like oxytocin and prostaglandins. And as you can see in this diagram, when those hormones trigger contractions, that causes the release of more hormones that cause more oxytocin to be released, which causes more contractions. And so it's again this cycle where contractions are just causing stronger contractions, causing stronger contractions. So that actually throws the body out of homeostasis temporarily, but the body's doing something important at the time, and this is temporary. And the body also has lots of ways to return itself back to homeostasis as soon as possible after childbirth is done. Typically, the body maintains homeostasis through negative feedback. This means that if something changes, the body tries to counteract that change. So this would be how the body would return to homeostasis after childbirth, or if you get too cold or too hot. So if you get too cold and your body temperature is too low, you counteract that by shivering, for example, and that warms you back up. If you get too hot, you counteract that by sweating. And there are other things as well that will help you to maintain homeostasis for temperature. But this is actually typically the way your body maintains homeostasis, through negative feedback.